Hello, Namaste. My name is Rupali and welcome to my channel. Not happy as you. Sometimes in life we feel so blue, but someone, somewhere, is not happy as you. Somewhere far at the border, when a soldier sleeps, missing his loved ones, he silently weeps. Somewhere a mother painfully sighs, 'cause her newborn baby didn't open her eyes. Somewhere a poor dad silently cries when he sees his son begging for a bowl of rice. Somewhere in an orphanage, a little girl's sad when she misses her mom and dad. So at times, a reason to smile you may not have. Say to yourself that you are happier than many, 'cause life is beautiful and it's not always blue, and someone somewhere is not happy as you. The other day it was my husband's birthday and I gifted him a loofah worth rupees 250. This was the first time we were using a loofah and my husband didn't know what it was, and hence I chose this as a gift for him, and I laughed all the way back to home at the ridiculous idea of the gift. However, I knew he would absolutely love it, and that's what happened. He was happy like a child. But today I realized that the same amount of rupees 250 could be a deciding factor between life and death for someone. While driving home this morning after dropping my husband at his company bus stop, I was hailed by a 10 or 12 years old boy for a lift. I stopped and picked him up. On the way, I asked where he lived and he replied, "Airport." Airport? I was surprised. Nobody lives at the airport. "I want to go. Ask for a one-day job there," he said. A job? I mused aloud. He was just a kid. Who would give him a job? "Why do you need a job?" I asked. He didn't reply. So I said, "Nobody would give you a job, boy, or they will be convicted of child labor." The boy sighed. "Yes, I've been told," he replied knowingly. "I'm out since 6 a.m. and everybody keeps telling me that. But why do you need a job? And what good will a one-day job do you anyway?" "I need to earn rupees 250, he said. He was very specific about the amount, and so I asked further. "Only rupees 250? What for?" "My mother is ill," he replied in a small voice. "The doctor has asked for rupees 250 for the saline." "Where's your father?" "Dead." "Did you try the government hospitals where the treatment is free?" "Yes, someone took me there. That's where they asked for money." "What?" I immediately placed a call to my uncle, who is a doctor on government payroll. It's supposed to be free," my uncle said, "but the staff could take advantage of someone's lack of knowledge or lack of authority and demand money so they could warm their own pockets." "This is so bad, uncle. Where would a 10 or 12-year-old kid bring money from?" "Do one thing," my uncle said. "Go to my hospital." He headed one of the government hospitals in the city. "Tell them my reference and then let the doctor decide whether to admit the patient or not. In this hospital, the saline would cost only rupees 5 or 10. Thanking my uncle, I turned the vehicle around. "There's no use going to the airport," I said. "They won't offer you a job as it is. We'll go to the bank ATM and I will withdraw some money," I offered, but was immediately met with a revolt. "No, Didi, I don't want your money. You have already helped a lot by giving a lift. I don't want money, I just want a job." With this statement, he claimed instant respect. But I also knew that saline wasn't a permanent solution. It was just like a band-aid, temporary revival. So I assured him that I won't help monetarily, but I will help him in getting his mother proper medical attention at no or very low cost. I then placed a call to my father, who is a retired Air Force personnel. I inquired about the procedure to procure civilian medical card for the poor. Then I told the boy that we'll first go to my house, grab some identification papers of mine, then we'll go to his house, grab some necessary documents from there, and then go to these government hospitals for a possibility of free treatment for his mother. Once all the arrangements were made and the hospital was ready for her, we could take her there. But the child became more and more uneasy. Didi, people in our locality will make us a laughing stock. They will taunt that we sought help from an outsider that we couldn't provide for ourselves, and my mother will beat me up if she knew that I begged for help. But you aren't begging, I am helping you out of my own free will. Moreover, I am not helping you financially either. It's just that you are very young and don't know how to fight for your right. I'm older, more experienced, and hence I'm simply guiding you about the correct places to go looking for help. Tomorrow when you grow older, wouldn't you help the youngsters and the inexperienced? Unfortunately, he wasn't convinced. When we reached my housing society, I asked him to follow me up to my apartment on the second floor, and his pace slowed down with each step. Then, when I was busy unlocking the door, he stole out of there in a jiffy. I searched up and down the parking lot, even the road outside, but couldn't find him. There was a guy from our society who was cleaning his car near the main entrance, and he didn't see anyone go out either. God only knows how he managed this great escape. A chance was thus lost to help someone who seemed as if he really could use some at the time. I usually don't help beggars with any money because I know many of them are imposters. They beg the whole day long and then have a grand dinner in a 5-star hotel to close their day. Some even have multiple properties in the most expensive cities in India. But I am also aware that there are a few unfortunate souls who don't get help when they really need it and who also don't beg. Then again, there are also the vultures in our society who prey on the dying or the weak, like the staff in the government hospital who demanded money for the medical attention which was supposed to be free. Don't they have conscience? I sometimes wonder. Imagine the situation if this poor kid's mother succumbs to her illness and lack of medical attention, which was her fundamental right to begin with. What happens then? This kid would become an orphan, but the people of his locality, who aren't even ready to help him when his mother is still alive, who mock and ridicule them to have asked for external help, would they help him when his mother dies? Would they even know that orphan children could be given shelter in NGOs for orphans? He wouldn't even get a job to satisfy his hunger, only because child labor is punishable offense in India. Indian government has simply made the rule of what not to do, but it has completely failed to show the direction or provision for such children to survive in this cruel world. The only option that would be left with him then would be to steal, and then he would be pulled into the murky world of crime. Who will be affected then? The same society who refused to help self-righteous citizen in this time of need would reap the crop of pushed criminals, isn't it? I wonder how many good people were pushed to the limit when they stopped giving a shit and started hurting others through crime. This pandemic has also seen a lot of people lose their loved ones, their livelihoods, and their peace of mind. Sometimes in life, we feel so blue, but someone, somewhere, is not as lucky as you. Keep that in mind. Be safe and see you next week.